Okay, we're going to talk about keeping it safer with Schaefer. John Schaefer right here. And John, these are really pretty looking cars.
I know.
Unfortunately, cars don't always stay that way.
No, they don't ever stay that way.
Usually you get them like that.
So,
all right, what do you do?
So what do you do after an accident? So we're going to talk about this. Boom, this guy, all these parts fall off, your door's open, you're stuck on the side of the road. What do we want to do after this car accident?
Okay, what do we want to do for this guy or this guy?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, yeah. This is probably me and this guy hit me,
Okay,
but that's what we're going to talk about. What you do after a car wreck or accident. Yeah. So anyway, the biggest thing is, for safety, make sure pull off the side of the road. Your vehicle's are out of the way, doesn't create other accidents. If you can, if your vehicle's inoperable, I would dial 911.
Yes.
And get the cops and ambulance there if someone gets hurt.
Right.
If you can't pull off the side of the road. If there's a lot of storm comes, there's water coming in, like a bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
Just make sure and get yourself out of harm's way so you don't get
safety first.
Safety first.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to get safety here. So exchange info. The biggest thing I tell my clients is when you get in this accident, you're going to pull off the side of the road here. You're going to get out, get your cell phone out. You're going to go up, check, make sure everybody's okay. Call an ambulance, call 911. Mm-hmm. If your vehicle is inoperable, I would definitely have the cops on the scene. And when we get the cops anyway, any kind of fender bender accident. A lot of times in Springfield, they will not come to non-injury accident.
True.
Or if your vehicle is operable, they won't. If your vehicle is non-operable, then they'll come and bring a tow truck. Snap photos of the driver.
Everybody has a camera now.
That's right.
Use it.
Use it. Side snap photos of the license plate, the car, ask for the person's insurance information and driver's license number or their picture of their driver's license. So note the time, the location, what highway you're on, where this accident occurred at.
Are there any things, and I'm throwing this out of left field, that people tend to forget to do?
Yeah, the biggest thing is getting the person's insurance information. So
because sometimes you're goony after an accident.
Right. So if it's the other person's fault, you want to make sure and get their insurance information so you can file it on their insurance.
Right.
Not on your insurance. You file it on your insurance, you're going to pay your deductible. If you have full coverage, you have a liability, you have no coverage. So one thing I stress to my clients, everybody thinks that my car's older, I just want to put liability only on it.
Right.
That's all I want to put. Well, I just got a call before we did this show of a customer that his car got hit in the parking lot by someone else, tried to file the claim with that company, and that company denied the claim. Well, now my customer has nowhere to go because liability only.
Okay.
But if he had full coverage, comp and collision, he could file it on his collision, pay his deductible, get his car fixed, put this all back together again, and get it painted. And then the insurance company would go after that person that either did not have insurance.
Let the insurance company do the work.
So now this guy is going to have to take the other guy to small claims court. So, and then one thing with hail damage, same thing. If you have liability, your car's not covered for hail damage. If you get hail dents, you're going to be driving around Springfield with a hail-dented car.
Okay, some people think if it's in your driveway, it's covered under your homeowner's policy.
Right, yeah, not covered. Yeah.
Okay,
so
all right.
It's just like if I park this car in the garage, and then my house burns down, and this car has no insurance, it's not covered. Insurance follows the vehicle in the state of Missouri. Your house does not cover your 1966, 65 Mustang that you've got in there that you're working on. You need to have insurance. I could put Haggerty insurance on it. So
okay. So that's a good thing to know. Also know exactly what your policies are covering.
That's right. So, any kind of witnesses, I would get their information, write down any kind of details, make sure if a cop comes on scene, you get his information, which they always give you a business card.
Right.
And I would tell the cop, hey, I want that person's insurance information before we leave today. Because what happens is the cop will gather everybody's information, and then you have to wait for that police report to get that person's insurance.
Right.
So I see this all the time. Get the other person's insurance information if it's their fault. So, and also, don't admit, that it's your fault. If don't automatically, say, because let the insurance companies work it out. If you don't know whose fault it was, two people merging, you don't know whose fault it was.
Well, you don't know all of the circumstances around it, so you may think it's the other person's fault. So you don't need to start talking about whose fault it is.
Right. So one thing I would make, call your agent as soon as you have a claim. Also, don't settle too quickly, especially if the insurance company's trying to pay you out. Make sure, assess, look at your car, get on the internet, see what the value is in the KBB. So.
All right. So if people want to make sure that they're keeping it safer with Schaefer, how do they talk to you?
Well, hey, don't wait until you have an accident.
Yeah,
Call me right now. And then make sure to scan the QR code. That's a direct link to us. You can also call me at 417-766-4689. I'll be glad to help you out.
John, always good advice.
Really good.
Keeping it safer with Schaefer.